Hey there, it's Dr. B and I'm here with Pink, trying to get her to stay still today. So today's topic is about a brain dump. Now, you may have heard that topic or term before, you may not have. I don't know what kind of images it conjures up for you, kind of like taking the top off and open it up and dumping all the stuff out. It's kind of like that because typically, we have a ton of thoughts and a ton of things going on all the time that we need to get out of our mind so that we can see what's there. Because when your mind gets so full of all these things that you're trying to remember and keep them in your mind, keep them inside your head. And, some people use to-do lists and they think maybe that's a brain dump, is they take everything that's in their mind and they put it on a piece of paper, they call it a to-do list, and that's what they need to do. I stopped doing to-do lists years ago. Why? Because it doesn't work, not for me and not for so many other people. It is a list that says, this is what I have to do. Nice! I already know that. I know I have to do it. It doesn't mean I'm going to do it because it's not specific. It doesn't tell me, it doesn't tell me when I'm going to do it, what specifically I'm going to do, how, the time, how long it's going to take. It doesn't give me any of the specifics. It's a to-do list. I need to do these things. Duh. I know that. So I gave that up a long time ago. And I converted what a lot of people call a to-do list to making appointments with myself, that these things that were on that so-called to-do list needed to be transferred to my calendar as an appointment with myself so that I would get the stuff done. Because I show up for appointments, I keep appointments. If it's not a date and a time that is specific on my calendar, and it doesn't say specifically what I need to do, like go live. It's on my calendar and here I am because it's specific. And the topic I want to talk about brain dumps and a few other things, is specific. I know I am here, I know what I'm doing. So that helps me to show up and get it done. So rolling back to a brain dump. If it's not a to-do list and it's not, just dumping a bunch of stuff randomly out, what is it? Well, I started doing this with my students and clients and other people, and I certainly do it with myself, which is I work in 90-day cycles, and then I work in 30-day cycles. And of course I have daily goals and weekly goals, but I work in cycles. So I think of a brain dump as a 90-day cycle where I dump out everything that I need and want to get done in the next 90 days. Now this could be a great strategy to start immediately. It's not like you need to wait till the 1st of January. Seriously. How many of you wait till the 1st of January, or wait till Monday, or wait to some arbitrary beginning day or beginning time? I'll start on Sunday, I'll start on Monday, I'll start at the 1st of the month, I'll start at whatever time you say you're going to start. Why not start today? Why? Because we're here today. Today is what we have. Today, right here, right now, is the only time that we have of any power to make a change and to do something differently, or to do something that we want to do that we haven't been doing. So that said, we start today. So for a 90-day cycle, let's say we start today, and you dump out all this stuff that's cluttering up your mind. And why do I say clutter? Because it is. All these random thoughts, all these random things that are just rattling around, if you don't mind, in your mind, that are things that you need to do, want to do, think you should do, whatever, however you've worded it, they're all there. And they just keep going and going and going like this repetitive loop, on and on and on. I need to do this. I got to get my laundry done. I got to cook. I got to wrap. I got to buy. I got to this. I got to that. And it's like, I got no room in here to think, to process, to figure out strategies, to know how I'm going to do what it is that I need to do, because this is full of stuff. And there is no room in here for me to do any thinking about how I'm going to accomplish it. All this is a storage tank of stuff. So the reason I empty this out quarterly is so that I get this stuff out of my mind. It's not just ruminating over and over again, repeating itself, and I can see it. In order to get things organized, at least for me and many that I work with, you need to see it. You need to make it real. I can't make it real inside my head because I can't see it. So I need to see it outside. I can do this on my computer. I could do it with a post. I can do it with Post-its. I can do it with anything. The idea is to get it all out. And don't get stuck when you're trying to get it out or you're getting it out in making it pretty and making full sentences and making it whatever, organized, trying to organize it as you're going along. It's kind of like people who write. You need to get the dump out first, that first draft, that first try, so then you go back and you edit. You don't edit while you're going along because it takes 2, 3, 4 times as long. I've tried it. It's hugely time consuming because you're making so many transitions the whole time. How can you get anything written? You're sitting there perfecting a word and a line and whatever you're doing, and it's just not worth it. So, step 1, you dump it out. 2, you get it in a sheet, you get it on a bunch of Post-its, whatever it is, you just get it out. Then the second thing that I do, step 2, is I put it into themes or categories, however you want to think about it. So maybe a theme would be the things that I need to do that are personal to me, like personal things like go to the dentist, go to the eye doctor, whatever that might be. Go to the gym, personal, meditate, whatever it might be, personal stuff. And all the things in the brain dump that are personal go into that category. I like to color code, which is why I use Post-its. It's fast, it's easy, I can swap them around. If you don't want to do it that way, you can do it the way you want it. You know, I also do it on my computer and I color code and rearrange that way because it's very easy to cut and paste and put colors for the fonts. That's probably the easiest I've done, is to copy and paste into a document and get it done that way. And then I just print it out and it's all in color and it's all in themes. Another theme could be work. Things from your brain dump that are related to work, they go in that theme or category. We already covered personal. Could be family things. Could be specific other people. It could be that you have things you need to do that are specific to your relationship, specific to your children if you have them, or a specific child if it's just one child that you need to do stuff with in the next 3 months. Whatever it is. Step 1, dump it out so that you empty the space to think. Step 2, put them into categories or themes so that you can see and you can organize what you have in front of you. Because just looking at a big brain dump with a whole bunch of words and sentences about what you need to do is about the equivalent of a to-do list. After you get them organized into themes, guess what? I would suggest that step 3, you assign them an amount of time. Roughly, this is a prediction. This isn't exact. Don't go getting perfectionistic on me. This is roughly, and you can even do it in categories, like categories of 15 minutes or less, 30 minutes or less, an hour or less, to break it up and put them into themes, and then things that are more than an hour. And so for each of the themes or categories that you have, it's like going to the gym. How long is that? Well, it isn't just a time at the workout at the gym. It's getting your stuff, driving if you need to, getting there, settle in, get on the equipment, do your actual workout, leave, and come back home or wherever you're going. That's the amount of time. So roughly how much is that? If you're cleaning up the kitchen, how much time? If you don't know and you can't ballpark, put a timer on and then clean up your kitchen, and then you have an amount of time to work with of how long it took you. Things just seem to take longer or less time, but many of us just don't estimate time well, and this is a really good way to be able to be more precise with the amount of time so that you can plan and schedule, get it on your calendar, and actually get it done. So let's say that you did the first, second, and third. You did a brain dump, you put it into themes, and then you put proximate time of how long for each thing. Now, you're going to take those things and you're going to put them on your calendar and assign them a time and a date, just like an appointment, for when they're going to get done. Not like some people use their calendar as a to-do list where they just list out a bunch of things they need to do today with no specific time and no real details, not how long it's really going to take. And guess what? Those stuff typically doesn't get done, and it rolls and it rolls and it rolls. And it could be a year and it still didn't get done, or it could be 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 years and it's still not getting done, which is really a disaster if it was important. So now that you have an appointment on your calendar, that was the 4th step. The 5th, and I'm just going in big chunks, there's little things in between, but the 5th step here is to show up and to keep your word. It's an appointment. Do you show up for other appointments you make? Then you doggone well need to show up for this one with yourself, because it's an appointment. There is a specific time and date that you were supposed to show up and do what's on the calendar or on the appointment. That's what you need to do. And guess what? If you took your entire brain dump over the next 3 months and you did this and you slotted everything in, and you didn't do a brain dump that was totally unrealistic where you couldn't possibly do everything in 3 months, because some people do that, and I help them to size it down to something that's actually achievable in 3 months, given the amount of time for each thing. Maybe you have to cut it in half. Maybe it's a 6-month. So maybe it's 2 cycles of 90 of a brain dump. That's okay. If it all gets calendared and you show up and you do it, it'll get done. And the success that you're going to have with each and everything that you're doing is inevitable. If you keep your word, if you have an appointment, if you show up and you actually do what's on the calendar to do, just like showing up to go to the doctor, the dentist, the eye doctor, get your car's oil changed, whatever you have appointments to do, if you show up for those appointments and you follow through, guess what? It got done. That's what I got for you today in terms of how you would use a brain dump and some steps for using a brain dump. And I guess I'll close with the fact, again, just recapping, that the reason for doing this is to keep this as free, empty if you will, but free as possible, the space in your mind to think, to plan, to strategize, to do whatever you need to do with your mind other than it being a storage bin, so that you can use the capacity of your mind to actually achieve the things that were in your mind until you dump them into a brain dump. That's what I got for you today. I'll be back again tomorrow. It was great being here. I hope that you get to watch the replay if you didn't make it live, and have a great rest of the day. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.